We had to fence in these items. They were partially eaten, and the bunnies really they didn't like the cucumbers, but they liked the peppers and the eggplant starts. So now they're doing really well, and they're happy inside this protective area. As you can see, the tomatoes have grown quite tall. Trees, these are their second year, and these are newly planted. They're doing extremely well. And I've got plum over there, and this apple tree is I think it's a Fuji. Already had zucchini from this plant. And we've got tomatoes right after it. So here's a look at that whole row. I showed you these from the other side. And then these tomatoes are really tall. Those are the these are the heirloom brandywine. That's why their leaves are so big. You can see those big leaves. And I have a lot of early girl in here, but you can tell which ones are the brandywine because they've got the big leaves. And then here's some more peppers that are being protected from the bunnies. And here's more tomatoes. These are mostly early girls. And then on the other side, for the sun exposure, because the tomatoes take up so much sun, that these are peppers, again, all different kinds of peppers, so that they can achieve enough of them for us to eat and make a seasoning. These are all tomatoes. There are 6 plants there in that. Here's our avocado tree. It's starting to set some new avocados, we think, by looking at the little buds on them. We had to learn how avocados grow. We believe these are where they are going to become avocados. And on our little avocado tree, the birds or somebody is eating those. There's the other lot of cucumbers in here, and 1 eggplant and parsley. And it's nicely shaded by this because the sun comes from behind the avocado tree, and it provides the parsley the ability to grow. And then here's, of course, another apple tree. This is a Fuji. This is our row against the house that we have all different kinds of peppers, and we had to protect them from the bunnies. And we also have Italian flat beans and string beans, and of course lots of peppers. So we've already had some of the beans. So we have peppers, all different kinds of peppers. And these are all protected. The Dr. Earth made up. You take the Dr. Earth food and organic product, and you put it in water and you let it sit for 24 to 48 hours, and then we apply it to our plants and our trees. Here's our basil, and these are our potatoes growing. So there's 2 boxes of potatoes, and we have more. Lettuce that we planted from seed, and there's oregano, and this is the other side where the potatoes have been planted. So we're going to have lettuce, and here's our lemon balm that is starting to go to seed. And I already harvested 1 whole crop all the way across and made lemon balm. I dehydrated and made ready for tea. So this is what happens to it. The big leaves turn into tiny ones, and then they turn into seed, and they reseed themselves every year. Santa Rosa plum tree, getting ready to put out the best plums. And then this is a new garden area that we had put in, and this is you see some of the clippings we did to trim the bushes behind this planting area, but it's all fenced in, and these are all melons and a fig tree, a new fig tree. So this is a melon, and this is a tomato plant, and this is our other little avocado tree. This one is different. This is, I think, a Mexican Hass. And you can see our Anna apples are growing very well. They love it here, and we could get 2 crops per year from this tree. That's what's so amazing about Annas. Here's another view of, these are 2 pomegranate. I always plant 2 together. Pomegranate, this is their 2nd year, and look at how many pomegranates are on it. It is just amazing. This is the wonderful and variety. These are the big ones, and they're just so happy. And we have another variety we're trying 2 trees together also that planted 2 years ago. So this is the 2nd season, maybe a year and a half. We planted these, and you can see this is totally different looking than the one above the driveway, because the Wonderfuls are the commercial one, and you can see it does, it's amazing how many pomegranates are on it compared to this one. This one is more petite of a tree, so they're supposed to be at slightly different times of the year for maturity, so we'll see. And I figured, why not try it out. Here's our 2-way plum tree that because of the heavy rains we had, there aren't as many as there were last year, but it's plenty for us. And here's another plum tree that has plums on it. This will be plenty for us to enjoy. Our apple tree is looking good. That's the Fuji. You can see the difference between the Anna and a Fuji, and again, that's the pomegranate. Those year and a half old in our yard. 2nd season of, we got it, I think, we had it last year for summer, and this is the 2nd summer. Really beautiful. Here's some more potatoes. You can see they don't get as much sun, but they will grow, and they'll be harvested at a later time. So that's one more area of potatoes. Berries are maturing, and they're doing really well. They're doing fantastic. We tied them all up, so some of the branches got kind of injured, but you can see they're ready for picking. Unbelievable. They're ready to start picking. We still have oranges to pick. I mean, they're unbelievably awesome. And our lemons are doing very well. We have more oranges over here because we have so many trees tucked together with our lemons. So we have an abundance. You can see the new lemons are coming out. We've got tons. We have them all year long. I could pick 6 a day, 8 a day, every day of the year. And they do extremely well. Finally have limes. We've been working to get limes to actually show up on this tree, and we're so excited about it. Brand new orange tree we planted, navel orange, to come into its own probably in a couple more years. It does have some oranges on it. Planted These are table grapes. They are starting to, we just planted them and they're going to bear some grapes. We're so excited. Pomegranate tree we've had for a long time. We keep cutting it down because it grows and grows and is so unbelievably large that we had to trim it back. So it's blooming beautifully, but most of the new growth we cut off. Tucked back here. It's a Valencia orange as opposed to the Washington Navel. Another lime tree that wasn't producing, and if you put bone meal in, it allows it to set fruit rather than just keep making leaves. And we learned about that, and now look at this. We have limes growing. This is the second tree. The other one I showed you, this is the situation on that one. This one is happier than the other one. I think we responded earlier to putting, oh my gosh, we're gonna have such awesome limes for the first time. I mean, we've had one here, one there, but this is tremendous. On our tree, you can see how deeply they go. And look at all of those. Those are the old growth, and I showed you the new growth. So they're coming. And look at those little guys. One that's about 5 years old, pomegranate, that I planted. And we have to really trim this back because of the fencing. And so that's why I put some in the front yard too. So keep these tight, and we're going to expand the ones that have the room out there by the driveway. So here's again the back sides of my lemon trees, and this is where the orange tree, it lives with the lemon tree. And it's just amazing what you can do in a concentrated gardening if you feed them. If you feed them like we do, Dr. Earth, on a regular basis, like at least monthly. The orange tree, and it's setting fruit for next year. So you can see that it's an ongoing, continuous basis of fruit. Again, this is my orange tree. It is very happy setting new oranges, and we are so excited. Here's the last gardening area. This is filled with potatoes, and you can tell from the other, they were all planted at the same time, that this has more sun than the other one, because that only gets morning sun. This gets afternoon, and we have fencing everywhere, so you can see in the house. So this is doing very well. We're testing out new areas, and of course I have an eggplant stuck in here. We'll see how all this works out, because the eggplant can get really tall, and so can these. Look at their flowering. They're very, very happy. So that's all the gardening areas that